but we don't want a step of 1. I think step of maybe 100 will suffice. Okay, speed, torque, right, that'll do for that. Right, where's my XPresso window? Okay, now when it comes to controlling several things in your XPresso window, sometimes it's quite handy to use an iteration list. Now if you've never used an iteration list before, I'll show you how it's done. It's quite a useful little skill to have under your belt, so to speak. Okay, so we'll drag the controls into the window, and the thing we're going to be driving here is speed and torque. Okay, now I right click and I make an iteration list, no, an object list, that's what it's called, object list. Okay, now these object lists, they have a habit of kind of disappearing when you click on something, so I always just lock it down. Okay, now this is the motors I'm talking about here, so I'll just drag all my motors into this list. So now I've got a list of motors. I can unlock it now. Okay, now the way you operate these iteration lists is you drag a representative sample in from the interface. I just drag one motor in this case, and I want the object port on the front. And that just means that, see, basically this iteration list, it will clock through everything on the list once per frame, and it will output each instance, so it will output motor 0, motor 1, motor 2, etc. And then I've got this sample motor here, so anything I do to this this like specimen motor will apply to everything in the list. So I want object properties speed, and object properties torque. Okay, so if I hook this up, and anything I adjust on my sliders, like my speed and my torque, will apply to all the motors. So isn't that a lot neater than having like a whole window full of motors? This is especially true if you've got like very large vehicles with, like, I don't know, 8 motors or something. Your interface starts to get a bit busy, but using this method it keeps it nice and neat. Okay, enough lecturing. Let's see if this works. Controls. There we go, speed and torque. Let's see if he goes. And we're off. Faster, even faster, slower. Well, I think we call that working. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now for the steering. If you remember from the earlier videos, what we've got to do is to drag the wheel suspension into this XPresso window. And the thing we're looking for here is steering angle. Okay, so let's just make some copies. And another 2. Okay, and I'll just drag the